Okay, people, I just want to give you an update on what's happening with my books. I want this picture right here to be the title page of my book, my future book called the Dawn Awakening series. The first novel is not a historical sense of place, but it's the future. It's the year 2029, and a giant hurricane is threatening to hit the Gulf Coast of the United States. Now, in this world, it's all new. It's fantastic. It's a journey that my characters are taking in life in general, and natural disasters are taking their journeys of their own. Well, to put it bluntly, or to put it justly, my characters are facing death and loss through natural disaster causes. And this is a representation of Hurricane Franklin, a future hurricane in which reaches 230 miles per hour at landfall, makes landfall along Grand Isle, Louisiana, hits New Orleans, Louisiana about 2 hours later. So it's moving at a fast clip, and it destroys the city of New Orleans and all the cities around it. Now, my novel character, his name is Jack Irving. He's a Scottish meteorologist who works at the National Hurricane Center. He went to the University of Miami for college. He met this girl named Abby Atchison. They grew to be fiancés, and 2 days later she dies in a plane crash caused by this hurricane. Now, this hurricane was in its definitive stages, or not definitive stages, but development stages. So it wasn't an actual hurricane yet. It wasn't an actual tropical cyclone yet, but it was a pre-adolescent tropical depression or tropical disturbance. So more so, the hurricane develops, and as the hurricane develops throughout the days, Jack's love life develops through a relationship. He meets this wonderful woman named Delinda, he's also grieving the loss of his fiancée, Abby, and he doesn't know how to proceed in the relationship. So, and one day he gets in a precarious situation, which we all wish we were in, when Delinda wants to have sex with him, and he's caught in the bathroom deciding whether or not he should take a shower and get ready for having fun, or whether or not he should just leave and never come back. So he decides to go through with it, and he has the night of his life. So the following day, which I'm on right now, as a matter of fact, I'm working on the chapter 12 right now, and for instance, I'm having trouble writing the scene where she dies. I mean, she has to die in the story because Marie, who's a supermodel, falls in love with Jack eventually in the storyline. But in order for that to happen, I have to get Delinda out of the way, and in order for that to happen, I naturally get rid of her through natural disasters. So it's actually from Hurricane Franklin's outer bands, which produced tornado, and the tornado hits Miami, Florida, and destroys the subway train that's going from the inner city to the outer city limits, and where they were going to have their date night and whatever. So afterwards, Jack has to mourn the loss of Delinda as well, who he was fond of. And then what happens? Well, the story has yet to be told, but I want the story to go like as story whereas Marie loses her boyfriend at the time to Hurricane Franklin over the ocean, over the Gulf of Mexico, where a ship sinks due to large tidal waves, or due to large waves period, and storm surge heights. So that happens, and then they get together towards the end of the story, and Jack, when the hurricane hits New Orleans, Jack's in his hotel room with a girl, and he's having sex with her, and then all of a sudden the windows blow open, and a birdhouse comes and hits him in the head, and he's in a coma, and that's where we end the story. where we end the first book. And then I'll tell you about the second book and the third book and the fourth book and however far I go later on in down a timeline. But for instance, this is how the story ends. So get ready for a big blockbuster book. I hope this becomes a bestseller. Thank you for listening.